Hi, it's Steve from the Career Success Academy. And today we're going to discuss something very, very important. I wanted to share with you that I do quite a bit of mentoring with different people. And one of the most important subjects that tends to come up over and over again is the resume. Today's beginning of February in 2023. And I thought we would talk a little bit about what is a resume, what's in a resume, and really how you could be very, very successful with your resume when you're first looking for a new job. So let's talk about a couple of things here. We got a real good one for you. First things first, you have to be able to have everything spelled correctly. You want to put your best foot forward, and you want to communicate well. And we'll discuss some of that of how you actually go about communicating. What are you trying to communicate? So let's start at the very beginning. This isn't a story about how a resume should be short or long or how to create the perfect resume. Every resume's a little bit different because a resume is your story. I can't tell you how to write your story, but I can tell you how to present your story to someone. And we'll talk a little bit about who's going to be reading your resume at the end. So I have some notes here. A resume is basically, like I said, your story. You're telling somebody who you are in this great world. You're not only telling them what you've done, but you're giving them a little bit of a window into yourself. And you're really talking about a sales document. This document's going to sell you. It's your representative, whether you're sending it electronically or on the old-fashioned way, piece of paper. Resume is representing who you are and what you can do for that prospective employer. So let's talk about this. Every resume it's a story. It's got a beginning, a middle, and an end. And typically, and I know this isn't typical, but typically you get advice on that middle piece, talking about, what's the right format. It should only be a page long. It should, they give you all the restrictions of what should be there. They're only talking about the middle. Purpose of that resume, when you strip everything else away, the purpose is to get you an interview. How do you do that? How do you turn this electronic paper, this document that somebody's scrolling through on a screen, how do you turn that into an interview? Well, it's really not that difficult. The beginning is where you list the objectives of it's your introduction. Who are you? What's your value proposition? And by value proposition, I mean your value to that particular company who's thinking about employing you. The first section is really intended to to connect with the reader, to hook that reader into reading that middle section, which tells them what you've done, where you did it, what kind of recognition you may have gotten, all that stuff that's in the normal resume. If you don't have a good introduction, you're going to go right into the trash file, basically, and they're going to go on to the next resume. They won't even blink while they're doing it. So that's the beginning. The purpose of the beginning is to get them to read the middle. The purpose of the middle is to get them to go through all the way to the end. And the purpose of the end, the summary, the conclusion, the closing to your resume, is where you give them your value proposition. You're repeating it for them. You're making it crystal clear. You're saying, this is why you really want to take a look at me. In those sections, different than that middle section, so in the beginning and in the end, you really want to focus on the value proposition of what you can bring to their organization. you want to talk about your soft skills. What's a soft skill? A soft skill is your ability to work with others, your ability to communicate well, your ability to be a leader, your ability to be a follower, your ability to be a good problem solver. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of soft skills that you may possess. Pick the ones that are best tailored for the position that you're applying for. Yes, you should tailor your resume. No one says you should have just one resume. Take the time and effort to tailor your resume for the opportunity, especially if it's an opportunity you really want to interview for. And be able to bundle that together. In another video, we'll be talking about the importance of cover letters. We're going to be talking about how to sync yourself up with LinkedIn and other valuable programs, if you will. All with the intent to present yourself to this prospective buyer of your services, your prospective employer, so that they have a feeling that they're getting to know you. That's what writing a good resume is all about, getting them to feel like they do know you. So let's recap for a second. What are we talking about? We're talking about what goes into a good resume. A good resume is going to give that prospective employer a chance to connect with you, to get that person on the other end to read through the resume, get to the bottom and say, yep, this is a person we'd like to interview. That's the purpose of the resume. So let's talk about the reader for a moment. You have a person who might be, I want to say this with a lot of affection and kindness, the lowest common denominator on the other end. Imagine if your job is to sort through hundreds of resumes that are a result of a job posting that was put out there by the head of some department, not yours. You're in HR. You have no idea what the job really entails. You don't understand the buzzwords. You have a little cheat sheet and you're going through, let's say we'll pick a number of 400 to 500 resumes in a given day. Resume after resume after resume, and they all basically have the same thing. They're one page. I did this here, I did that there. It's not the most glamorous job, but their job is to take 400 or 500 resumes and turn that into 5 qualified people that they can pass to their boss, who can then make that turn from 5 resumes into 3 prospective people that they want to turn around and potentially interview. And those are the ones they give to the hiring manager. And that hiring manager is grateful for HR sifting through the hundreds and hundreds of resumes. You want to be one of those 5 or 3 resumes. So in order to do that, let's recap. You want to go through and tailor your resume. Number 2, you want to make sure you have your soft skills in there. Number 3, tell them why you're interested in the job. Number 4, tell them what a good investment you would be if they hire you for that job. Try to connect with them. Let a little bit of your personality come through somewhere in that resume. That's what we're here for at the Career Success Academy. In the not too distant future, we're going to be talking about how important a good cover letter is, how to write a good cover letter. And we're going to be talking about how to connect yourself with LinkedIn in order to highlight more of those soft skills that are so important to the company that's thinking about hiring you. I hope this answered most of your questions, or at least gave you an opportunity to think about how your resume stacks up to all the things we talked about today. So take a good look, think about it, Leave your comments below. Please like, please share. This video has value to people that you know who are right now sitting, struggling, trying to write their resume or trying to get that next job and they're not sure how to do it. They could be counting on you. Let's hope they're counting on me. Take care. Have a great day. See you in the next video.